Let's go to doodly-doo. Okay, Kawsachun News. One doing excellent work. Came onto our radar about a year ago. Once Camilla, you made it blow some.
Can you repronunciate that?
Kawsachun News. Okay. Excellent Latin American native outlet. Camilla Prensa works there. Ali Vargas has done some work down there. But the key is that Latin America is rejecting U.S. assistance with regard to the Belt and Road Initiative. Okay, now I know there was something about Argentina accepting an IMF loan of some kind. Initially, they had made a big deal with China. So Latin America and the Caribbean is partnering with China on multi-billion dollar development projects while turning down assistance offered by the U.S. 21 out of 31 countries in the region, both friends and foes, have joined Belt and Road, much to the dismay of U.S. lawmakers. Congressional Representative Lisa McClain sought an explanation for the phenomenon at this week's House Armed Services Committee hearing on national security challenges and military activity in North and South America. So she's from Michigan. She's remarking on the failure of the U.S. BUILD Act, which has been introduced in an attempt by Congress to counteract the BRI. But the problem is that you can't threaten people with bombing their country and destabilizing their governments if they don't comply. So McClain described a scenario of refusal of the BUILD Act in her questioning of Assistant Secretary of Defense for Homeland Defense, Melissa Dalton. And again, there's YouTube video about this. Oh, welcome to the chat, RLA. Hey, how are you tonight?
What's up, Nikki?
So we're offering help, and they're not taking it. So when I talk, it's like, we need to provide assistance. We need to provide assistance. We need to provide assistance. Then we provide assistance, and they don't want it. So is that really the issue, or is there something that I'm missing? Right. But we have to get them off China, our adversaries, and we have to spend some time on why, because it really isn't. Okay, before being stopped by the chair and her time expired. Right. So they don't want our help because they're getting it from somebody else. Okay, they're getting it from Uncle G. So according to Richardson's figures, China has invested over $72 billion in Latin America and the Caribbean.
Of course they have.
Okay, it's off the charts, and I can read a couple of the projects. The most concerning are the $6 billion and projects specifically near the Panama Canal. And I looked at strategic lines of communication, right? Strait of Magellan. But just to highlight, the nuclear power plant in Argentina, $7.9 billion. These are all initiatives that are being funded by China, not by the United States. And in partnership with China, not under threat of military action. That is the biggest difference.
Well, this is... have you been seeing this? Like, I mean, this is pretty much anything really left in the article. We're like almost do a short one. But have you been seeing, like, I don't know if it was Caitlin or I saw another article that was like, a lot of the like Eastern places are like becoming more allies with South America, right? Like there's a shifting of the New World Order. What? You know, where like like South America might side more with
Russia, China.
Some of these more like Russia, China, right? Korea, you know, like these
non-America
and Africa as well, right? Where like, you know, Russia is supposedly like helping particular areas of Africa and trying to gain land resources, and it's almost like this economic war is happening as well as like it's like Cold War shit, right? Where, you know, all the business is also trying to like gain control of as many resources as possible. So, you know, I was just wondering if you would do you remember where that other article was? Did you see that as well?
I did. I don't remember where I saw it though, but yes, I do know what you're referring to. But again, yeah, see, it's
yeah, and this is interesting that this is playing into that as well, right? China's space mission, military capacity, right? And like space is, but let's all keep in mind what like the only reason why governments are interested in space is not because of exploration or any of those things. The whole reason we did it was to beat the Russians.
Technology.
Like,
and all the technology
so
that came out of it. Development. The
a Dr.
growth.
Evil moon base. Right. So
President of Brazil and Argentina with Putin and Russia again.
Right.
They're making deals like, while there continues to be an action in Ukraine, and while things continue to ramp up against NATO, they're not standing still.
Right.
These guys are meeting. Yep. Russia agreed, I know India agreed to buy a whole bunch of Russian oil for rubles, so now they're getting off the petrodollar. You see on the military front, Southcom commander noted Russian defense and intelligence cooperation with Cuba, Nicaragua, Venezuela as an immediate concern. Well, that's who they're targeting for our enemies, and that's who we're going to look to destabilize next. So take a look at that. That's a nice tell there. All right. Well, topic of the hearing was national security challenges. No countries were mentioned more than Russia, mentioned 82 times, and China, which is mentioned more than 50. All right. So that's what's going on in Latin America. They are getting help from China specifically, and a little bit from Russia, but it's mostly China. It's Belt and Road Initiative, and China is helping to build infrastructure. And again, it's certainly a whole lot better way to do it than to come in and threaten to blow up their country and to destabilize their leadership and to have to rebuild it with American technology and American organizations and McDonald's and KFC and everybody else gets there. So that is, and that's what happened to Iraq. That's what happened. I mean, every country that we destabilize, where we then slap a little democracy on them, as the beloved George Carlin once said, slap a little democracy on them.
Yep.
So that is what's going on in Latin America. So now we've got...
And for the rest of the show, you just do an entire Carlin show with impersonating Carlin?
Is that possible? We might as well. You're all diseased.